12:37 on February 1st, 2026, and I would like to call this 134th annual meeting of All Saints Episcopal Church in Bayside, New York, to order. The Lord be with you.
And also with you.
Let us pray. Almighty and ever-living God, source of all wisdom and understanding, be present with us who take counsel for the renewal and mission of your church in this place. Teach us in all things to seek first your honor and glory. Guide us to perceive what is right, and grant us both the courage to pursue it and the grace to accomplish it. Through Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen. I see that we have a quorum, and just a couple of I would like, if I may, have a resolution to accept the agenda as presented. First, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Thank you. So,
That God willing, the 135th will be held January 31st, 2026.
2027, as corrected, thank you. No, we do not. Okay, good eye. I would like a motion, somebody, to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the 103rd. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that passes. Our voting instructions. Our voting instructions are very simple. To be a voting member of the parish, you need to be at least 16 years old. You need to have made an identifiable financial contribution, and you need to have been a faithful attender in the last, I believe it's 6 months. We have a couple of new people here. You can vote if you want to, because you're faithful. We got you in the choir, so you're here. Yes, that counts double, exactly. With that said, I would like to present our vestry slate to you. Our warden for a one-year term is Diane Ambrose, who is currently our warden. Judy Batashoff, who has been given the title of warden in waiting. She can have it now. Because she has been a member of the church for many years. And for a 3-year term, February 1st, 2026 to January 28th, 2029. Doesn't that sound amazing? First, Robert Earl. Robert, unfortunately, is ill this morning, and he is not able to be with us. But everyone knows Robert. He's been our treasurer and a staunch vestry member for many years. Rose Poyser, who is a lifelong member of All Saints, and Samuel Park, who has been an active member of All Saints for several years now. So that is our slate. It will save a lot of time if we vote, and since they're all running unopposed, it will save a lot of time if we can have a motion to vote the slate by acclamation. Yes.
I would like to nominate someone from the floor. Is this one?
You may do that if they are here and if they are willing to serve.
Okay, I'd like to nominate Stella Elder for a position on the vestry.
Okay, Stella, are you here? You're willing to serve?
I am willing.
Okay, that means that we will have to have a ballot. I did not do a ballot because we haven't done ballots in a long time. We haven't had a motion from the floor for that. So I will. Sorry? Okay, thank you. If you can do that, then we will we will suspend the order of the agenda and move on to the rector's report. And we will come back to the election momentarily. Yes. Are there any other nominations from the floor? Well, that's a good point, yes. No, that would be, we have, there are 8 members of the vestry, plus, right, plus 3. The wardens, no, I'm sorry, there are, should know this off the top of my head, but I never do. There are 6 members of the vestry, members at large, and then there are the officers and myself. So we have currently, returning to the vestry, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and leaving the vestry are, I'm sorry, gang, I've had a rough morning. Leaving the vestry are Brianne and Karen and Megan. So we need 3 members at large, as well as the annual election of wardens. The wardens are a 1-year term now. That's right. Okay. So, Teddy, are you going to? Okay, Teddy is printing ballots now, and so it'll take a few minutes, and we will get on. We will do that momentarily. Sorry? Yes, we're going to take something out of order. We're going to take the rector's report out of order. Brianne, Megan, and Karen Friedel. So, yeah. So the ballot. So the new ballot will be Diane, Judy, Robert, Rose, Samuel, and Stella. Oh, well, no, Judy is running for warden as well. No, it's the whole Megillah. You'll vote for 2 wardens, and you will vote for 3 members at large.
Just a point of clarification from the check booth. Stella is running for vestry member.
For a vestry member.
Okay. Do we need to put wardens on this ballot at all? May I make a motion to elect the wardens separate from the members?
I believe I think we can do that. In favor? Welcome, wardens. As we welcome wardens, we need to be sure that we thank those who have served. Yes,
Just pause.
we can.
We can maybe do the communication report and everything like that, so we can make sure we have the right slots and the right number of people.
Yes.
Because right now there are too many numbers floating around, and it's not working out, and I don't want anything to be non-transparent or ambiguous. So if we can move on to maybe doing some of the reports while those of us over here figure out who's supposed to be running for what slots.
Yes.
And then Teddy, I will catch up with you and give you the names for the ballot.
Okay, yep. Sorry for the confusion, folks. It's been a long time since we've had a contested election. Okay, I would like to move on then to the rector's report, which you have in front of you, or if you don't, there are more copies there. From our parish register, our total Saturday, Sunday evening attendance, 2,395 in person. Some of those are repeats. Average Sunday attendance has 46 in person. I don't have a number for online because we don't track it. Our total Easter attendance was 148. Our total Christmas attendance was 127. Both of those are up from 2024. Total number of communions received, 2,550. Saturday evening and Sunday Holy Eucharist services, 56. Saturday evening, Sunday morning prayer services, 4. Weekday Eucharists, 24. We had 1 baptism, 3 confirmation, and 6 burials. Not all of those burials were active members of the parish. Worship and liturgy. Our services in 2025 were fairly consistent with 2024. Our ASA grew in the latter part of the year. The attendance at 8 o'clock is very small, but it was good to be able to offer the service monthly. Currently, the 8 o'clock service is on hiatus, but I hope to bring it back as soon as it is feasible. Thanks to our dedicated producer, director in the broadcast balcony, we're still reaching people near and far online with very high quality online services. We were able to observe all the high points of the liturgical year as well as worshiping together through ordinary times. Some, not all, of the liturgical highlights of the year included the Way of the Cross, which we walked again through the neighborhood, our Easter celebrations, the annual outdoor service, Pentecost at Grace, Whitestone, confirmation with Bishop Franklin, my 20th anniversary / 30th anniversary celebration with Bishop Provenzano, our Thanksgiving service with Shelter Rock Church, our youth and family services, and our Christmas pageant. You know, that pageant is an important highlight of the year, not just liturgically, but also educationally. I don't know of any other parish that has an intergenerational parish pageant which joins so much of the congregation in the living the story of the Incarnation. Fun fact, I was looking on Facebook at the church where I grew up, and I saw that they're still using the same costumes that I wore like 47 and 52 years ago as a page and as a king. And they were pretty good. So liturgy happens when we come together to worship. I want to thank the people who helped to lead the worship each week, Samuel Park, Hannah Bjornson, and Emily Carranza, our very faithful acolytes, and our other members of the Acolytes Guild, notably Bridget and David, who serve when they're able. And of course, my thanks to Katie, our talented and patient conductor and organist. I know that I'm not the only one who misses Deacon Marjorie's ministry among us. As her health has deteriorated, she is able to be here only occasionally. It's a credit to you and a sign of the love that we have for her that we're able to adapt as necessary when she serves. And even though I have the luxury of taking her for granted, I must remember to thank Susan for her dozens of weeks of reading, singing, teaching, altar guild service, occasional tag team preaching, and heaven knows what all else. And finally, thanks to our tech whiz, Teddy, who makes our online worship the highest quality, to his tech team members, Rose and Seth, and to Diana Gilday for photography and video and jumping in absolutely everywhere needed. I'm going to leave Christian information to Susan. In the diocese and deanery, I was again appointed by the bishop to remain on the board of managers of Camp de Wolf. I've been on that board, I think I figured out 10 years now, maybe more. The camp continues to be running well and at capacity. My board work increased this year as I was put on an executive committee that searched for a new executive director following the resignation of Reverend Matt Tees. Matt is now rector of a church in Florida, and we have hired Ryan Collins to be the new executive director. We were very happy to be able to take Ryan. He's a homegrown Camp de Wolf guy, so he's been on the staff for 4 years and was most recently program director, and we were very fortunate that he is willing to step in and serve as executive director. He's finishing his master's in social work in May, and he'll be able to put that degree to work at camp. In addition, we have I was also happy to be able to take a major leadership role for the second year in Camp Elevate in July, and I will be again in this coming July. It was very much a return to the more traditional summer model of camp. We tried it out in 2024. It worked. We did it better in 2025. All Saints was well represented with Rose Poyser as one of the lead musicians, Diana Gilday as a counselor, and Teddy Byrne as roving reporter, photographer, as well as Emily Carranza as one of our campers. And Bridget, one of our campers as well. In November, I again helped to lead the diocesan youth presence at convention. I continue to serve as chaplain to the Diocesan Altar Guild. This was an important year for the DAG as we celebrated the 90th anniversary of the organization. In December, I led the Diocesan Altar Guild's annual Advent Quiet Day, kind of unexpectedly. So unfortunately, Bishop Provenzano was double booked for that day, so it fell to me. But it went well. And we are well represented in that group, as well as Sally Bergmeyer is our treasurer and former registrar. I'm giving you heretofore registrar. Anybody want that job? I continue as dean of the Flushing Deanery. My work as dean increased also this year, especially in the fall as I was helping to cast oil upon the waters in one of the troubled parishes, and that's fine. It's part of the job. Mother Karen Sherrill retired as rector of Grace Church, Whitestone, and Bishop Provenzano has placed me there as priest in charge, in addition to remaining as full-time rector of All Saints. Exactly what that is going to entail is still in flux. In the building's administration and personnel department, Shelter Rock Church continues to be an excellent tenant. They've made minor repairs and improvements. They've been very respectful of the property, and best of all, they pay their bills on time. We have again had to put the roof replacement on hold, but fortunately the roof is holding. If not, Liz would be getting wet at the moment because it drips right there when it's raining. So we need to get that patched. Vestry, that's going to be one of our upcoming jobs. I want to thank Nancy McCarthy for her hard work in keeping the church running smoothly. Nancy is only in for a few hours on Friday, but she gets as much done in those few hours as some people get done in a week. Over the summer, I began the task of reorganizing the storage in the basement. The magnitude of stuff in the undercroft had become a fire hazard. With a lot of help from Long Chen and from Bridget Kosman, we created an organized storeroom in the room directly under the common room. And we had some water in the basement following a flash flood, but very little was lost. We also had some backup from a sewer problem in the area where the toys are kept for Susan Parfrey's Island of Misfit Toys. We lost a few of those, but not too many, so that got cleaned up. Water everywhere and not a drop to drink. Our experiment in cleaning the building with volunteers is somewhat less than successful. One major exception is the Monfiston family, and my sincere thanks to the Monfiston family who have been deep cleaning the building every month. We have to probably look at a different way of keeping up. Outreach and evangelism. It continues to be very important in what we do. And as we look beyond our walls, we are being the church and helping to bring the kingdom of God closer. We were able to continue programs, including the All Saints Arts program, which is growing, programs of visual and performing arts, including the monthly coffee house and the 1910 gallery, which we'll hear about later. And we continue to be home of the Bayside Glee Club. That brings quite a few people in as well. Do any of them stay on Sunday? Yeah, sometimes. And we even have a couple of people who don't come on a Sunday typically, but they donate regularly. So, reaching out to people and meeting the needs where they are is very important. Our blessing box is as necessary, if not more necessary than ever, as everything is more expensive and the need is great. Our thrift shop, thank you, Karen, and your team, was open most Thursdays. Well, I don't know if we're going to hear about if we have a.
It's doing good.
That was your report from the thrift shop. She's doing well. So, and thank you for your carefully edited donations to the thrift shop. Looking ahead, 2026 will continue to build on and celebrate 134 years of being the church in Bayside and beyond. Some specific goals for 2026, and some of these are very similar to what I had for 2025, such as becoming even more visible to the community, invite more people in, and be known as a safe place for those who need one. Hopefully we can increase our adult education opportunities. You heard that we will be doing our Lenten healing services and book study group again on Wednesdays. I hope that we will be able to continue the organizing and refurbishing of the old AA room. I've been trying to rechristen that the community room for about 5 years, and it doesn't work. So that it can become a viable ministry space rather than just the world's biggest closet. I hope that we're going to have to live more into the five churches, one community ethos of the deanery. We need to make sure that our safe church certifications are up to date. I hope that we can at least patch the roof and repair some of the protective window coverings over the stained glass. We need to develop a sustainable protocol for dealing with snow removal as well. So the details are not yet finalized, but plans are in place or are in the works for All Saints to have the services of an additional priest, an assistant to me. Much, although not all of his work, will be to develop a new ministry aimed specifically to reach out to the growing Asian community around us. He will also be working at Grace Whitestone. Importantly, the cost of the assisting priest will be borne by the diocese. So we will have another priest, more time, so you won't really be losing any priestly time. I may not be around 24/7, only, 24/6, but you won't be losing any time. So we've got another challenging year ahead, but I've no doubt that we will meet each challenge and come together for the next annual meeting as an even stronger parish church. So that's my report. Questions, comments?
So, do they have somebody in mind for this?
Yes.
person? Oh, okay.
Hearing none, I am going to end my report, and I will invite Seth, our new treasurer, to come forward for our treasurer's report and the presentation of the 2026 budget. Now, I would like to tell you and I would like to remind you that we are presenting to you the budget. You are not voting on it. That's why you have a vestry.
Good morning, everybody. Oh, good afternoon, everyone. We are going over the budget for 2025. So we're going over how much we received, how much we spent, and then comparing it to last year before we go over the budget for 2026. So we are looking at this big sheet right here. This big sheet right here. All right. The way I'm planning to do this, I'm going to go over the revenue and then wait for questions or concerns. So if you have any, please make some notes, and then when I'll pause for that. So for revenue, that's what we had for intake. If you look at line number 9 for 2025, all the way at the column that says like after December, we received $111,899. That was a decrease about 5% compared to last year. When you look at total pledges, Sunday school, loose plate, so we went down by 5%. However, when you look at the next column below, when you go down to line 15, The total parish activities, if you go to that same line, we almost doubled from last year when it came to events. With the Holly Bazaar was successful. We had the 1910 gallery. We also had, the number went up a little bit too because we celebrated Father Byrne being a rector and priest for 30 years. So again, Robert has said this for several years, and if we put in the time and support, not just donating, but promoting events, so we can bring in people, but also support the church, that will also help towards our total revenue as well. When we move down to investment income, our plan last year was to put some money aside to put it in every month. However, you'll see when we talk about expenses go up for everybody when it comes to gas, Con Ed, electricity, and then church insurance as well. That goes up every year. So that's why we really couldn't put money in the endowment, but the plan is at least to put some money in, so we're paying ourselves back for the long term. When we move down, the total parish property, that went up by a ton because we have Shelter Rock. They pay on time, they pay their rent, and they also reimburse us for utilities for them as well. And then going down for memorials, we had some money for memorials this year. Sadly, we lost Mrs. Carroll a year or 2 years ago, and then when she passed away in her will, she donated some money to the church. So that's what that $10,000 are for. And then at the bottom, when it comes to other donations, sometimes people just give just for anything that just goes to the general fund. Because sometimes if they give for Holly Bazaar, it will be under Holly Bazaar for activities. But this this row at 31, that's just donations people were just given for the church. And if we go down, we paid UTO, column 34. We were a little bit lower than normal, but we still were able to give back to that for $480. And if we move on to page 2, I'm going to finish up the revenue. So you look at column 38, that's the non-operational income. That's their reimbursement for the parish house utilities. So that's where that is disclosed when Shelter Rocks pays us for gas, electricity every month. This is the money that we get back for the bills. So our
actual numbers.
Yes, these are actual numbers, what they pay us. So some months are together, some months are not. So that's why you see like in January, they actually paid in December. So that was already shown in last year's report. Other months, they paid together. Like August, see, that's $4,000. That covered like about 2 months there. So that's why some months are give and take, because they do double payments some months. They pay on time. Sometimes they pay early. So that's why if you look at the expenses for the revenue, sometimes 1 month it looks like they didn't pay, but they did. They paid the month before, but double. Especially for the months for like April, there are 31 days in August. And then for the total revenue that we got, if you look at the bottom at line 39, for the year, it was $288,076. Questions, please? Yes.
Identified here is from the ECW. Exactly what is that? And then the other question is, to what extent are the miscellaneous events going to be repeated? You mentioned uniquely Father's 20th anniversary. I'm just curious about those two numbers.
So for the miscellaneous events, that number is larger this year because we didn't have the 1910 gallery that started this year. So when we get to the budget for 2026, we added that column for the 1910 gallery because we expect that event to be coming twice a year. So that's why the miscellaneous for events went up. And then ECW.
That number, the 16, includes in this, the 19.
Yes, that includes it, yes. Because Holly Bazaar, we've been doing this for about like.
So that is repetitive going
Yes.
forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So then moving forward, other miscellaneous events would be like, you know how sometimes we have like the dinner for Valentine's Day and that brings in some money, or if we do the pancakes, it's like little events like that. Like today, like the bake sale today would go under miscellaneous because we don't always have bake sales, so to go under that category.
Okay, and what about the ECW money? I'm just curious. We haven't really had a functioning ECW.
Yeah, I think that's something that we would have to, as a church and the events committee, have to come together, but we haven't done anything for the ECW.
No, I'm just saying, what is the amount here that's showing? 5,004,
Oh, 13?
13, yeah.
I'm guessing for that for October, someone donated towards that, and that's why it's there. Like, because again, when I see the receipts and everything, that's why I put in for that category. Yeah. So, yeah.
That would probably not repeat, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Like someone donated towards that we didn't have that event, so that's why it's there in that column.
And then just one last question.
Yes.
Is there any effort at collecting the rent that we never received from the prior tenants? No.
Yeah, the statute of that whole situation with Mosaic Church, it's like legally speaking for like collecting rent and everything like that. When we had the lease, stuff like that wasn't like in it, and it's almost a year to 2 years late. And
It's actually not so much a question of it being out of date. It's a question of, we signed, the agreement that we signed was one that did not include that, and our lawyer said, take this, it's the best you're going to get.
Yeah.
So we did. So there's nothing that we have no recourse.
yeah. Like we got something when they left, but we didn't get everything they owed us, so.
Got some ugly chairs.
Do you know which one we lost? Or I don't remember.
That, I could answer that later, but that was in the report last year. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
if they'd paid all their fines, all their late fees, everything, it was close to $250,000.
Okay. Yeah, I was in DC, so. Yeah. Yes.
I usually have a big enough now. Yeah. I see that the church school has a line item for revenue, but I know that we've had a couple of bake sales, so doesn't that money go to the Sunday school? It wouldn't be in the miscellaneous activities
I think-
No,
because
that's not what that is. That's offerings from the Sunday school. The little,
Yeah.
remember back when we were kids and there were little envelopes? That's what that line is. It's an old line.
Are you talking about line 5?
but because we do the bake sale, shouldn't that money also go into the Sunday school so that they have?
That goes in miscellaneous events because for line 5, that's like little kids donating to like the pledge or like the loose plate. But for events, we don't have a line for bake sales for Sunday school. That is something that we can put in moving to the future for like Sunday school run events. So we know how much
Yeah,
the
well,
kids are
that's-
making.
yeah.
Like
I mean,
that's,
today was
Yeah.
a Sunday school bake
Yeah.
sale, right?
Mhm.
So
But that would go under column miscellaneous. Yeah, for line 14.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, can I take one more, then we move on to the expenses? Yeah.
The bake sale money goes to miscellaneous, not to the Sunday school? It will all pan
It,
out.
it all goes together.
Because the expenses that we have for the Sundays, the expenses that we have for the Sunday school there is a budget
Yes,
for it.
for Sunday school, so it goes back into there.
this gives me a little additional money to spend beyond that, and honestly, yes.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it does, and there are people who are very generous too, who sometimes make contributions to help defer the cost of materials and things. So all in all, so we try to keep the amount we spend as much as we can within the budget that we're allotted. But actually, there's a little bit more money here and there from generous donors. So, thank you.
Yes. Thank you for clarifying that, Mrs. Burns. Yes. All right. So for expenses, I do want to start by saying this off the bat. Expenses compared to last year was less. So we didn't spend as much. However, we didn't spend as much this year because the diocese was very generous into covering church insurance. So I just want to say that out right now before we go over all the expenses, because when we see that final number, it should be like another like $71,000 we should have paid for, but the diocese this year did. And I want to make it very clear that the diocese doesn't have to cover it. So this year we might have to cover it, and that will go into number for next year. So we're starting at column 40 on page 2 first category, total worship. Then we go down to rector salary, and then for Father B right here. If you notice, every year with the cost of living, salary goes up, and these are all the payments that we have for here, and his benefits. As I said before, Nancy, Robert, and myself, we are doing our best that Father is back on track when it comes to like his benefits for his pension, his living costs, and benefits like that, because he deserves it. He works very, very hard, like you said before, 24 hours, like 24/7 for us. And even if he's taking on another church, he says it's 24 hours and 6 days. But let's be honest, he's going to be working. If you have a call, he will answer and be here for us. So I do want to say that from lines 47 to 53, we are doing our best and making a plan to get back on track for him moving forward. Church staff, we really only have 2 church staff members. It is our Katie, and then it's Nancy for bookkeeping. So that line from 58 down to 64, these are what we pay, and then the fees that comes with like the paycheck, you roll them out, taxes, stuff like that. So that's what the church staff money is for. Again, it went up by 3% because that's just the cost of living every year with inflation. So these are all the numbers. And if you look, there's 2 months that it goes up a little bit because we all know there's some months that are 31 days and we get 3 paychecks. So that's what that is. Temporary staff, we don't really have. The supply organist, that was for helping support for Easter, so that's why there's only 1 payment for that in April 2025 for the $648 on line 69. I'm going to move on to page 3. Can we just wait for questions at the end of each section, please? Thank you. Yeah, no, I want to do all expenses and then questions. Thank you. Like insurance, line 72. I say this before, I marked it. The diocese covered it for us. So that's why this whole column, we usually pay every 3 months. So there would be payments in like March, June, September, then December. We would normally pay that money, but the diocese covered us, so we didn't have to pay that amount for it. And if you look all the way at line 74 to what we were supposed to pay in 2024, it went up almost $8,000. So just want to put that out there that insurance and the utilities and everything does go up every year, and it's hard to predict how much because it's not consistent all the time. They can put it up 1%, they can put up to 10. That's something that as a nonprofit organization for a church, we can't like leave to go find different insurance. This is what it is. So we're kind of at their bidding. Yep. So for lines for office supplies from 75 to 87, these are monthly payments for like printing, supplies that we need, the banking online fees, like when we have to pay tidily, like when someone does a donation and they don't cover the fee, the church has to pay for that every month. Miscellaneous is just like other fees that come with like our bank account that we have to just pay for that comes up. So that's why not every month has that. And then telephone and copier for our office supplies. You can see all that at line 87. And we paid a little bit less than last year. Like we're cutting on expenses that we don't have to overpay for. It's the same or less. So that's what the team did really good this year. And then I'm gonna go to repairs. We didn't have that many repairs this year. Again, Father said, we gotta patch the roof before it becomes a big purchase for us to fix it. So we are open to any ideas you have to come for that, because the more we leave it unattended, the worse it's going to get. So compared to the year before, we had to fix like I believe it was like the furnace or the AC unit. We didn't have any problems like that this year. So that's why expenses for the church overall for repairs and maintenance went down. Went down by 60%. So if you're on line 98, if you go to the year for 2025, we only spent $15,842, but the year before we spent about $40,000 when you compare those numbers. So we decreased on repairs, which is good. That means like when we repaired something, they did a good job, that we didn't have to keep going and going for it, but we have to make sure little things like holes in the roofs, We repair it when they're small before they get larger. Page 4, please. The next category, total capital improvements. We haven't really improved anything. The only thing we kind of improved that went for expenses for like events was the 1910 gallery. So that cost and maintenance was for miscellaneous events. So if you're wondering, oh, how much did the railing and stuff cost like that? That's going to be shown in the events category. And then utilities for gas and electricity, looking at lines 104 to 115. Again, utilities and gas are going up. We first thought it was going to be about $30,000. This year in utilities, we paid about $66,000. That's something that we can do our best to try to predict, but there's no one else we can go to for Con Ed. When it's cold, we have to put the gas up. When it's hot, we have to put the AC on. So it's that, and it's showing for parish house, rectory, and the church. And for the parish house, the number for the utilities for them was covered when we went over their revenue. So the lines for line 106 and line 111, that number should be matching the reimbursement fee. So we're only really paying for the rectory and the church. Shelter Rock is taking care of the parish house for utilities. And then when we go down to the next section, contracts, that's like computer software, that's what we have to pay just. Teddy will talk more about that, but stuff for like online usage, updating the computer, updating the copier, stuff like that that we need to keep the building going. The alarm system is back and working again, so we are paying for that again. And then when we go down to furniture and equipment, we have to update some stuff, but not too much. So that's why we did some payments for the March and for May. So not too much. I'm gonna wait. Page 5, then questions. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then when you go on to the next page, expenses like this is what Mrs. Burns was talking about for church school for every month. Like the bake sale money goes into miscellaneous events, and that money goes to church school. It's going into the pot and it's going towards that. And this is what she was talking about for the expenses on line 129. They get money for that to run arts and crafts. When we have holiday parties, like for what we just had for their Christmas pageant, like it's going, that bake sale money is going for that, so we can have pizza, so we can have Santa come in, all that other stuff. So that's why like that money line, maybe next year I can put that in so it's nice and clear, but it is going to Mrs. Burns and church school. It is.
And so, Carol, when we have our Easter garden, and I have to buy things like construction paper,
She just wanted to make sure.
No, it goes where it belongs.
Question. That's what's started.
No.
We thank you.
Yeah.
We need you.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And then the next section, parish life. These are the expenses for that. Memorials, there's none that we paid for. And then if you're looking at parish activities, that's where the events committee will talk about later for the Holly Bazaar. Rose will speak more about the 1910 gallery. That's where we had a increase compared to the last year, almost doubling that amount, okay? Because again, that money that we paid for expenses, we're doing events. However, this is mostly covered when people donating. So I have these numbers here to show if we didn't have any donations, this is what the church would have to pay for. However, the 1910 gallery, like Rose will speak about, we had so many donations that the church didn't have to put any money out for it. It's just that what if there's one year we can't donate and the church has to put this event on? This is just how much it will cost to have a successful event that we had in 2024. And then other expenses. For that, it's the convention, the $158. And then if you go on the next page, the last page, that is your total for expenses. So the total for expenses line 153. Our budget, we assumed it would be $306,734. We spent $266,847. So better from last year. However, last year we paid for church insurance. This year we did not. So before I go into what we actually made for the surplus or deficit, are there any, there was a few questions. Ms. Stella, Ms. Nancy, yes.
The fact that the diocese paid for our insurance, do we have to pay them back?
So partly for it, but not the whole sum.
And the amount, the parish, was asked to help defray the insurance costs. And a lot of people I know I gave towards it.
Oh.
So where does that money?
So
That went toward, the church pension fund has that now. It went to payment.
but we also do have some payments, like after this, if you look online, 178, the diocese assessment, that's us paying the diocese back. So we paid them back like $5,000 for what we owed from last year.
Actually, no. The diocesan assessment is our tithe to the diocese.
Oh, sorry.
But we have a loan from the diocese because we had to have a loan in order to pay two of the recent, I don't know if it's 2024 and 2025 or both in 2025 bills, but the next time it came up, the bishop said, we're going to do a grant, we're not going to make it a loan. So we are paying that $5,000 is probably what we're paying back, but it's separate from the diocesan asking or tithe, our pledge to the diocese.
The loan that we paid, wasn't that from last year, from when Mosaic had defaulted and we had a large Con-Ed bill and the
Yes.
gave us a loan to pay for that? And
Yes.
that was in 2024.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the money that was collected for the special offering for helping with that extraordinary expense, that was a pass-through and went to paying the bill.
So do we owe them any more money?
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll be paying them for a couple of years.
Yeah. Like speaking with Robert, him talking, communicating with the diocese with that, they're like right now we're paying it back and we have to make sure that we're also giving back to the diocese. So like if we say like we're giving money back to the diocese and some of that money is for the loan and some of that money is for our tithe for the diocese. So we are paying that back.
I think what asked to be clarified, Seth, is that there was an outreach asking that we needed money to help pay for church insurance, and some of the parishioners had actually donated towards that. So I think what they're asking to see is where that is showing in the accounting. Where are you showing that you received this money, that it came in specifically for that, and how it went out, and they can be assured that the money that was given is going towards that insurance, because that was exactly what they had donated the money for, correct? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I think that money went into the general fund, and from the general fund is where it gets paid.
Gets paid. So
Nancy McCarthy would have had that tiny little detail stuff. So, but it went where it was supposed to go because I'm fanatical about that. Anything like that, I consider we use the term restricted memorial, even if it's not a memorial, but it's a restricted gift. That would be more accurate. And I'm forever saying we can't spend that on that. It came in for this. We're spending it on what it came in for. So be aware, be sure that we're very clear about which pocket we're pulling what out of. So
I also.
That's where it has to, because that's what we write the checks from.
I had a question. Are we up to date with Father Burns' insurance? Or is that are we going into 2026 still behind on that?
we're still behind, but the gap is closing. So compared to 2024 to now, it is closing. There's still a good amount that we still need to be paying for it, but it is closing from what I know, from talking to Robert and Nancy. Yes. You okay?
No, I just wonked my bad knee.
Oh. Nancy?
Just a quick question, the alarm? Nancy,
Yes.
It's been highlighted here, so once we go back, it's gonna be highlighted? If you look.
It's back. Yeah, that's why it was fixed, the alarm, and now we're paying it back. We started paying it since September, so that's why those months we didn't pay for it because it had to be fixed.
Okay.
And now it's fixed, and that's why we're paying the alarm. Yes.
Okay, all right.
Mhm.
Seth, I have a question.
Yes.
Oh, I can talk now.
No, it's just for people at home. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's more like, it's very more technical question. So for the total gas and electricity, I'm just curious, we have 40.7% increase. Is it because we use more electricity, or we just the cost of living? Just
It's the cost of
both?
content. It's the
Is that
cost.
because we use more electricity?
Not necessarily. It's the cost.
40% increase.
Because you also have to think about it this way. Like Mosaic wasn't really using the building as much until Shelter Rock came in, so that usage went up for the parish house. And also, we got a letter last January saying that prices were surging up for everyone, for Con Ed, for gas and electricity. So that's why that number went up.
Seth, sorry I didn't catch this earlier, but you have the budget for stewardship as $1,000 for 2025, but it was 100, not 1,000. I'm looking at line number 132.
I have it for 1,000. Oh, that was like what we were going, like if we needed to spend. That was for the budget for 2025, but we only spent that amount.
I don't think we spent that much.
We didn't spend 1,000. Like that column right here under budget 2025, that was just like if we need to spend $1,000 for stewardship. That's what the number was last year. No, that's not what we actually spent. That was just for the budget for last year. Yeah, that was the amount from last year that I got from the report. But we didn't spend that. That was something like we could allocate $1,000 to stewardship, but we didn't spend that amount. Yes, that's what we spent on stewardship. Yeah.
So I got a couple of quick comments. Also on page 5, if you look at other expenses, Rector's discretionary fund, there's $1,000 budgeted for that, and that's mandated by the diocese. I have not, for several years, asked for that to be transferred to the discretionary fund, and that is because there is a parishioner who has been very generous and funded that. So I'm saving the big, that's saving there. Also included in an area that, someday you'll have a different priest, not today, not tomorrow, I hope. But the expenses, I have not put in for travel expenses for about 5 years, or more. And that's just part of my tithe to the church. But at 72 cents a mile, which is what it is now, it's a bit of a savings. So, but that's something to be aware of in the future. So, yeah, and I can't believe, yeah. So, yeah, I wanted to bring those two things up because those are expenses that are real that are not being funded.
And then I know this is taking a while, but on the last
Always
page,
does.
on the last page, if you look at the total expenses on line 160, there's only 161, right? If you look at how much we spent $272,522. And then if you look at the overhaul, it says we have a surplus this year of $15,000 and $15,554. However, if we had to pay the diocese, I wanted to put that number down on the side right here. We would be in a deficit of $57,446. I'm looking at page 6, the last line. So that's the 15,554 under the column, the year 2025. And then right below it, without the diocese support, like the true deficit would be $57,446. I just want to be very transparent because if I don't put this, I don't want us to assume like, hey, we're doing great. You know, we had a surplus or we just made it in the black, and we technically did, but in reality, with the new bishop and everything like that, we don't know if we're going to get the same love and support moving forward. So that's how much we spent for 2025. Are there any other questions before I go to the budget for next year? Okay, great. So we don't need the big paper anymore. You can put that to the side. And we are just going to the smaller paper right here. This one right here with the staples. Yeah, the one with the numbers though, the staples. Yep. All right. So for our plan, when it comes to like revenue, we kept it mostly the same, right? We kept it mostly the same because for the pledges, we went down a little bit. So hopefully we get up to this number for when it comes to revenue for total offerings on line 8. We hit that number, that will be in our pocket another $10,000 that we didn't have for the past year. Parish activities went up to 1,000 because we had the 1910 gallery that will be helping us. And then Rose will go into the numbers of what we actually made for the two galleries we had this year. So the expected would be like $1,000 from the 1910 gallery. We're moving on. Church property, those revenues, that's going up just because of the rent. Robert and the team last year, when our 5-year lease, every year it goes up about 5%. So that's 3%. So if you looked at the numbers, it was initially monthly rent was $9,600. Now they're paying us $900. So that's why that money is going up for parish property. Common room, expecting it to go down because we don't have as much rentals for the common room. However, if you know someone, they want to use the space, please reach out so that number can go up. Memorials, again, we leave that blank every year just because we don't know what's going to be happening, if someone passes away, what we're getting. So again, I don't want to put a number down. I want everybody to stay alive and be with us forever, So there's a reason why it's blank, And then other donations on the last line below, $10,000 as what it was last year. So revenue, we'll move on to page 2. Revenue is really kind of staying the same, going up a little bit based on what we're going to be doing moving forward. Oh, that is a typo on line 32. Yeah, no, that is not the number. I thought I fixed that. That's supposed to be 258,400. I believe. No, sorry. It should be the same as this year. No. Sorry, no. 2,409,400. That's the budget. That's the budget for 2026. Yeah, it should be one more $1,000 up because we have the 1910 gallery. We're on the next page, line 32. Yes.
249,400.
249,400. Yes.
On parish property.
Mm-hmm.
Comment that we're making an effort to get rid of some of the stuff downstairs so that maybe some of those spaces can be rented. Sometimes it's not just for utilization, but storage for organizations. Mm-hmm. They just want storage space. So that might be an option too, but you don't really have anything in there for 22 as a possibility. So I'm just wondering if.
So for 22,
it's too premature to do that.
Well, it's just that this is we're expecting income from it for revenue for that line. So that's why we didn't get any from last year. And looking back prior years, I didn't want to put a number that we haven't made money on. But if we do this year, that would be great. We want to, for revenue, we should be trying to fill every single line so it's more money for us for worship and support for donations. Yeah, that's an area of growth that we can work on, yes. All right. And again, if you look below, utilities, again, this is my estimation for utilities for the parish house reimbursement. Again, with Con Ed, if they go up, then that amount of money will go up with utilities as well. So line 37, that amount went up by 1,100 because prices go up every year with usage and everything like that. So that's why for the total revenue together, I put $279,213. Any questions?
So how much do we actually have pledged for 2026? Do we know that yet, or we don't know that, or that's not a?
That's a stewardship question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When I get that number, I will
Okay.
please send that out so we know where we're at right now.
Right.
Yes.
I think that's why it's important that we keep saying so that if good to put in your pledge cards, so
Right.
that we can accurately
Yeah.
put that amount into the budget.
Right, no, I understand that, but I'd be curious to
Yeah.
know what we have as of now.
Because speaking with, I think she's using the bathroom, but speaking with her earlier, we only got about 32 cards in.
Right, but that doesn't give the amount of money.
No, yeah, I don't know about money, but I only know that 32 people pledged in said. So, yeah.
One quick clarification. I'm not sure, I don't remember if you talk about that. In terms of attendance, did we have more people the year before, or?
We're smack on, we've got like one or two more. Our average Sunday attendance is almost identical to 2025, but we actually had a few more people.
Okay, so it's, we didn't go down with attendance, it's just the play.
No, we went up in every
That's good.
except in baptisms, we went up in every category.
Continuing with expenses. So what we're going to be paying for, majority of the lines, it's like an increase of 3% because that is just simply cost of living. Like father's salary, 3%. Or Katie, Nancy, because of the cost of living with everything, they get that 3% bump with everything else moving forward. So that is going to be covering lines 41 to 61. Moving on to the next page. That's just finishing up like staff. And then church insurance, again, the year before when we were talking about the budget, it went up by 11 grand. This year, we don't know how much is going to increase for church insurance. So I guess put 5% that we would have to pay for 2026 would be $77,154. And again, this is something that this year that we would have to pay. If the diocese is like, we don't have money to give you, we'd have to work with the church insurance to be paying that money back for that. So that's why it's still here, even though last year we were thankful that we didn't have to pay it, but that's not a given every year. And then other expenses, office expenses, mostly are the same because we did a good job bringing the expenses down. Some of them went up when it came to like outside printing, and then like telephone, and then the copier. When we have our leases for that and bills. And then maintenance repairs, the exact same because we actually didn't spend as much on maintenance repairs. So we don't want to go down on that number, 22,000, because if something happens, God forbid, we want to make sure that we have money allocated to have a safety net for those expenses for that. If something goes wrong and there's damages. So that's why that number for maintenances and repairs are exactly the same from the year before. Page 4. The capital improvements. Again, it's when we I didn't want to put a number here because there's not a plan yet. So I didn't want to put a plan for expenses for like, if we do get the roof fixed. I didn't want to put that because we said we were going to try to do it last year and we couldn't. So that's why all those improvements are just blank for that. But moving forward, we are trying to work with the diocese to do like a capital campaign. So if anybody knows anything about that or wants to support the church and the vestry, so we can get a plan moving forward for that, so we can fix the roof, we are open to suggestions and support. Utilities. Again, utilities, I doubled the amount for gas and electricity because last year we budgeted $33,000, but actually this year we paid $66,000. So That's why the expense for that, it doubled because I'm putting in what we actually paid for this year. Will it be 66,000? I hope it's less. That's all I can say. I hope it's less. But if I'm being transparent, it's probably going to be a little bit more. So that's why you see that number down there for that. And then the next categories are for like contracts, for maintenance contracts. I just put that number up because again, we're playing the alarm system now every month, so that money's got to double for that. The computer software, that is going to be the same. And then if we need to fix the furnace or AC, we will have that $1,200 for any repairs for that. And then furniture and equipment, if we need equipment, just like last year, we have $1,000 for it. If we need to spend $1,000 for it for some equipment, we have that for it. Next page. And then this page, if you see here, moving forward from lines 124 to lines 151, it's just got to be the same. Same for Sunday school, for youth, for stewardship, for hospitality, for paper goods. All that money is simply the same. The only change is that the Holly Bazaar funds will be going down a little bit to compensate for the 1910 gallery. Because the 1910 gallery, we have that for an expense. The vestry decided to take $500 away from the Holly Bazaar, so they have money. However, the year before we have $4,000 in expenses, but we didn't hit $4,000. It was $2,700, so we have enough wiggle room to support the 1910 gallery. Rose will talk more about the expenses, but it's just something that if people don't donate to help this move forward, we have money starting that event. So that is the only major change. And then total operating expenses down below for the budget for 2026 is $350,702. So our deficit for next year would be $71,489 for all the expenses that we are operating, that we are using. And then on the last page, again, we have the non-operating amount, the diocesan assessment, that went down because we are paying it back. So that's why that number went down on line 57. So the total number of non-operating expenses went down to $21,785. So now, again, if you notice the numbers for total expenses that we are expecting compared to 2025 and 2026 is an increase of about 40,000 because everything else with 3%, but the total, that's about 3 to 5% for that increase to keep the place running. And then, again, I just wanted to put at the bottom right here, our true deficit being $57,446. For 2025, 2026 is line 60 right there, that number. Yes?
Question you have here, the endowment fund. There's no mention here of any reserves or any balance sheet types of items, funds that we have somewhere. Is that something we still have, or no, we don't have any?
So that's something I'm going to talk about after this when we do the summary, because for the endowments and everything like that, I'm going to talk about that next. Yep, that's a great question. Actually, let me answer it now. So right now, we were able to get, like, vestry signers to get our endowment fund we have for Alta English. However, right now, for us to take money out, we don't have enough to take out yet. So right now, that's the part, that's why you see this $12,000. Like once a month, if we pay ourselves back, when we truly need it, we'll be in a place that we can truly use it. But for right now, when it comes to our endowment and for our stocks, we can't touch it. We truly can't right now. How much? Like
whatever the Alta English is.
But for the Alta English fund, for that, I don't have the exact number. I have it, but I don't have it here. The reason why I didn't want to show it is because we can't touch it yet. For us to have that endowment, it has to be at a certain number, and we're not at that number.
We have it, we just can't use the.
Yeah, because we can't go below it.
We can't tap into that principle.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yes.
currently that's all
Current.
that we have, so thanks very much, Mosaic Church.
Yes.
I got a couple questions.
One is the postage. The postage that we got is 400 there. One of the things is, and I think if all the parishioners, if there's mail coming out, try to let us know ahead of time so people can walk back there and get the information, whatever it is,
We do.
so that it doesn't have to be mailed out.
We do.
Mhm.
And yeah, but I haven't gotten one. The last time I got one, or Nancy.
Check
We
in the
did that
back.
today. We did it today. Eddie,
Yeah, they do
we,
when they
we,
can.
3 weeks.
we put everything in the
I'm just
back.
what I'm trying to say is that the parishioners could help
Mhm.
here
We
by
do.
just asking even.
Yeah.
That one we're trying to do. If you see me when I'm back there ushering, I always have stuff for you.
All right, I got another one. Now let me get back to find out where I was at again.
It's next to the Holly Bazaar. That paper right there, that one, yeah. Yeah, yeah. That one, no, that one. Someone just put it upside down. Yeah.
The electric. One of the things that we can try, again, as a group, the parishioners. You go into a room, you turn the light on. When you leave, please turn the light off. And I'm also saying the same thing with the bathrooms, the common room, any room we go in, if we would turn our lights out as soon as we leave that, try to make it an honest effort, because I know electric is way beyond we're the highest by far in the country. We're over 58% higher than any other state. So in other words, we have to try to make the effort ourselves to kind of turn the lights off once we leave a room. And I know that may be people that don't do it, don't pay attention to it. But if you try to learn to turn the lights off when you leave the room, no matter what room it is, so we can help that way.
Yep.
And that'll help cut down, believe it or not, if you look at the time, if we start doing it now, see what we can save, say 6 months, and I think it'll be substantial.
Yeah. Thank you, yeah. All righty. Wait.
I'm sorry. Just looking at the associated costs and benefits, 47 for health insurance. Isn't that like monthly? 4,000 is nothing for health insurance today. So wouldn't that be a monthly as opposed to the yearly?
That's not yearly.
That's what I'm saying, it's not yearly. That's got to be like a monthly
Oh.
amount.
Yes, that's,
So
yeah,
that changes.
yeah.
So the budget for 2025 and 2026, that number is quite off, I would believe.
47.
47?
So for full transparency, like I said before, from the budget I had from last year, I guess put that value to 3%.
But what I'm saying.
I
that
think this
fourth-
is on top of what he gets from his paycheck.
No,
Like
no,
me
that-
paying
it
back
is.
in.
Well, but his health insurance, today health insurance is very, very expensive.
No, yes.
So I would assume the health insurance must be running 50,000 a year, possibly. So, but only listed here is 4,579 for 2026 and 4,446 for 2025.
Yeah.
Seth, if I look at the big paper, and if I look at.
Okay, so that's a typo right there for that one.
Right, if I'm
Thank you
looking
for
at
catching
the health, the associated costs and benefits, if I look at health insurance, on the long paper, on line 47, the year-to-date 2025 was $25,480.
Sorry, that's a typo for me. When I was doing this was like 1 month of it, yes. So adding to that deficit, being 93,274, adding about 27,000. Maybe 200, right? So the true deficit with that, thank you, Nina, for catching that, would be 130,274 with that amount.
Paying her $1,000 a month, and she works out.
No, that's
day a week.
probably monthly too.
Could you repeat that number, please?
I was just asking about line 58 for our secretary.
58, you said?
I have my list. Yeah, I'm sorry, 50, no, not
Oh,
58.
which sheet are you talking about? Are you talking about the one we're on or the big sheet?
58, secretary bookkeeper.
Yeah, that's the amount, because she works once a week, yes. That's the
For
amount.
4 hours? What's her?
Is it
I'm just
4 or
looking
3
at this
hours?
out, it seems like a
Yeah.
lot. And I know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the amount we pay, yeah.
She's here 4 hours, 4 hours.
That's how much we pay her.
How much? No, we're not paying her anything like that.
Hourly rate, what is the hourly rate that she has?
I'm not sure what the hourly rate is, it's just that's. So-
It's $250 if there are 4 weeks. She's paying, it's $250 a week. So if she works 4 hours, she gets paid, it's budgeted at $250 divided by 4. Which seems high, so.
How much? It's not that much.
Right, so there's just an error.
6220. That's
No,
the,
it's nothing close to that much.
yeah. Are there any more questions?
Will it be possible that you could just do the revised numbers and then once
Yeah,
it's all
and then send
revised,
it back
you
out,
can- you
yes.
can just present it back
Mhm.
to the parish so that they can be aware of the changes
Yeah.
and see the
Mhm.
numbers?
Yeah, but so for the total, sorry for that typo, everybody, again, first time doing this. So the amount for the total deficit would be $130,274 for 2025. Yeah. All right. And on the last page, is this a simple summary of what we just spoke about for the last 20 to 30 minutes? We have our total revenue, expenses, and then the deficit that we had for this year. So pledges went down about 11% compared to the year before. So if everybody, we can make sure that if you didn't do your pledge card, please sign it, pledge, and hopefully give back to the church. I know this is trying times for everyone, but if we all can give, and it's not just like giving for your pledge. If you give for events and supports and everything like that, that would also help us as well. Moving on to the parish activities, that went up by about 50%. So we're seeing that when we do events, when we're giving our time, that's another way that we'll be supporting the church as a whole. So expenses, they did decrease this year, like I said, but that's mostly because we didn't pay the church insurance. That's the main reason why expenses went down. Besides that, expenses would have been higher compared to what we budgeted due to Con Ed, for gas and electricity, and for church insurance. And then similar message to last year, how Robert and all the vestry we were saying, we have rentals, so that went up. That went up, that's supporting that we have Shelter Rock, but when we all come together as a community to support each other, that's where it really shows. Bring a friend. The more people we have in our seats, the more people that everybody can give equally to support everybody moving forward. right? So that's why we're having hours. That's why we're doing the arts now, so we can get other people that don't really come to church on Sundays or doesn't know about All Saints. If we, like Sally was mentioning, like if we clean up downstairs, and we try to open up other areas, that's another place that we can support ourselves and our community to bring up all that. So, yeah, so if everybody pitches in and we support each other as a family and a community, then we'll be here for many, many more years to come. Yes. I think I could.
Thank you. As of January 11, 2026, I received pledges of $38,300. That doesn't include pledges that went directly to Nancy McCarthy. I called her yesterday, but she was supposed to leave me the numbers, and I wasn't able to get the numbers yet. So she has about 10 pledge cards. I had about 13 pledge cards. It's still not too late. Anybody who wants to turn in a pledge card, I'm always selling. If you give a pledge card, you'll get a can of pledge this year. That's my gimmick for this year. And we're always trying to get our pledge cards, and we're always trying to increase our pledges each year. Thank you.
Well, that's it for me. Yeah, and one more question.
So you can breathe tonight.
Oh, yes.
That brings us to Holly Bazaar and events report. Diana.
I've returned from the tundra that is City Field at the moment, and you all get to hear my Holly Bazaar report. So the 2025 Holly Bazaar was very successful and well attended. We hosted a total of 20 vendors. We had 8 located upstairs in the common room, and the remaining vendors set up outdoors. We had a wide array of vendor offerings, including children's toys, soap and candles, jewelry, canned cocktails, which I know a lot of us enjoyed a lot, and a variety of other items. Just on vendor participation alone, we generated a profit of $1,275. This year, we marked the introduction of an early bird vendor rate. So any vendor who submitted both their contract and their payment, you couldn't have it other way, by August 28th, received a discounted rate of $65. We had 5 vendors who took advantage of this option, and the early bird rate will continue in future years. You may note that I said contract and payment. What we were doing, we were sending out vendor letters first, and they had to request the contract. That way we can keep track of who actually is giving us contracts, who we should be essentially bugging to see if they still want to be a part of it. Another policy that we introduced this year was a $15 tent rental fee, which was utilized by 4 of our vendors. We do have 5 of the red tents, so hopefully more vendors will use that next year. This policy will remain in place moving forward, and that policy also included that if any vendor damaged the tent, they would have to pay the full rate of the tent, which is $200, which is also going to remain part of the policy as well. Luckily, we did not have to apply it this year. All of the tents are still intact. The revenue for the entire event was $9,372. We had $2,707 in expenses, so roughly we made $7,000 in profit. The All Saints shops generated a total revenue of $5,771.25. Excluding the raffles, the 3 highest earning shops were Trees and Wreaths, and this is in order. So Trees and Wreaths, the Gingerbread Cafe, and Elsie's Corner. The basket raffles made a revenue of $1,182. The 50/50 generated $794, and the special prize yielded $404 in ticket sales. None of that is including any of the expenses. So thank you to everyone who operated at All Saints Shop this year, and all the shops will be continuing into 2026 and beyond if anyone had any doubt. The success of the Holly Bazaar is dependent on the time and energy of volunteers, so a sincere thanks are extended to everyone who assisted with either running tables, setup and cleanup, distributing flyers, and supporting the myriad of other tasks required throughout the day. In addition to the support of our parishioners, which is always super valued, this year we were very grateful to have Mr. M's student volunteers from Forte Academy High School in Elmhurst. Their participation was a beyond valuable addition to the event, and we plan to continue this partnership for future bazaars and working it out so it's the best partnership for what we need, but also so the students are getting the best experience possible as well. There are a number of improvements that we are planning for the 2026 Holly Bazaar. Vendor contracts are going to be distributed earlier this year with a goal of mid-May to early June. This adjustment reflects feedback from vendors who were not here because they reported being booked well in advance for the event date. By reaching out earlier, we aim to position the All Saints Holly Bazaar as a priority for vendors. We want this to be the place to be. We also plan to expand our promotional efforts by attending additional farmers markets and community fairs in the months leading up to the bazaar, so not just going to holiday fairs, but going to, for example, the Fresh Meadow Park has a farmers market, Cunningham Park, all of those, kind of going to those events in order to reach an audiences who are already enjoying these market-style events, so they have another one that they can add. And I'm happy to announce that the first planning meeting for the 2026 Holly Bazaar will be held in person on Sunday, September 13th. Everyone take a moment, put that in your calendars, following the 10:30 service. All parishioners, both long-term volunteers and those interested in getting involved, are warmly welcomed and highly encouraged to attend and share their ideas. So once again, that date is Sunday, September 13th. I hope to see all of you there at that planning meeting. And yeah, does anyone have any questions about the bazaar? Yes.
Could you just repeat it so Drew doesn't have to run around? My question is, and I don't know if you'll know this, what was the credit card earnings for the Gingerbread Cafe?
Yes. So the question was, what was the credit card earnings for the Gingerbread Cafe? The Tithely donations. Yeah, the Tithely earnings.
Like the online Tithely, right?
Yeah. Like when people use the tap. Is that in the spreadsheet?
It is in the spreadsheet.
I can.
On top of my head, I want to say it was about $100.
I can double check that real quick. I do have the spreadsheet that Seth worked on.
No less than 50.
I want to say it was around $100 as well. I can pull it up really quickly. So for it just has the total cash. It doesn't have the spreadsheet. It just it just says total cash.
It was between. I can get that number to you.
Yeah.
Let you know. But for the online, it was between $75 and $100
Yeah.
for the online.
I just want to compliment that system. It worked very well, and a lot of people were really happy to be able to purchase with that.
Yeah, that is something that definitely was a benefit of having this year because a lot of people don't carry on cash anymore. So and that tap can be used for other events throughout the year as well. So if we are hosting any other events, which I think my co-person is going to come down and talk about events with me, we can use that for other events as well. So like the 1910 Gallery, for instance, for those purchases, we can use TAP for that. Seth also set up a system where we can set it so it basically goes into a specific fund so we know, okay, that credit card payment on Tithely was specifically for the Gingerbread Cafe or for refreshments at the gallery, et cetera, et cetera. Any other questions related to the Holly Bazaar?
Welcome to the 21st century.
It only took us about 26 years. All right. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Sorry?
Back to the voting.
We will as soon as we have ballots. I didn't know. Okay. All right. We're going to have a seventh inning. We're going to have the events committee report, and then we're going to take a quick break and get back to everything.
Do you want me to just read it? Because I'm just standing here. I might as well just read it.
Well,
That's your communication.
This is not.
Okay.
So, hello. We're the events committee now. This is Diana, my very proud co-person.
I've been talking for about an hour and a half straight, so I had a very chatty group on my tour today.
So last year you all received, as Franny called it, a very useful piece of paper. We apologize on the delay. Your events committee has been
We've had a very eventful couple of months. Megan Monfiston, of course, or Megan Adamas, gave birth to Miles, and that kind of knocked one of our big players out. And Seth has been, working very hard. And if you haven't heard, we are in the search for a new bishop, which has left work at the bishop's office quite busy the last couple of months, on top of Diana getting her master's degree.
Z's. Put two
Yes,
in
two.
there. Two. Come on. Someone stuck on me.
So we're going to meet and try to get some of these dates for 2026 on paper, so that way we're not having to give you like 3 versions of this. But you can bet the Holly Bazaar will be the first Saturday in December.
Yep. You can also guarantee that there will be a Major Tom's Coffee House every month.
Every
First
Saturday.
Saturday of the month.
Yes, first Saturday of the month, except in November when it moves, I believe, to the last Saturday of November. So you have a 2-for-1 coffee house special in November.
You can also guarantee that there will be the plethora of Holy Week activities that there are every year.
Yeah.
So.
But just to touch on
What about Christmas? We're going to do Christmas this year?
No.
Haven't decided. I think we're going to do Kwanzaa.
Christmas has been canceled.
Good. Maybe we'll have it put away by then.
A couple of quick little highlights to highlight from this year. Of course, the launch of the 1910 Gallery, 2 openings. Rose will talk about that. We had a celebration of Chinese New Year, Candlemas. We had family game night with the toy guy, Chris Byrne. He has joined us on a couple of occasions now. He also manned the spotlight at this year's Christmas pageant. We had a contingent of folks at Bowling with the Bishops. Special shout out to Lulu and Za, who did
Bowled with the Bishops.
They did great bowling.
Should we say what date that is this year?
That is, and if you would like to come and bowl with the Bishops, this is an event for all ages. It's going to be Saturday, March 14th, I believe, from 1:30 to 3 or 3:30 at the Lucky Strike in Mineola, formerly Bolero. It'd be great to have an All Saints team to come and celebrate with for Bishop Provenzano's last Bowling with the Bishops. I hear he is putting his bowling career on the line.
That is the rumor that is spilling. Listen, if anyone wants to do an All Saints team, I will gladly champion it, but I am a very aggressive coach, and if we don't win, I will not be on speaking terms with many of you.
We also had not 1 but 2 visitations. 2 Episcopal visitations this year. Bishop Franklin came and did confirmations, as well as Bishop Provenzano coming for the celebration of ministry in November. 2 Bayside Glee Club concerts.
We also this year had the combined service with Shelter Rock on Thanksgiving Eve. That was a very big turnout, especially from Shelter Rock, and that was towards our Blessing Box ministry. They, as well as our parishioners, gave a lot of donations of non-perishable items, and that is something that we are going to continue in years to come.
And I think looking forward, we're going to mostly save that for probably an announcements section near you, but we're hoping to do more weekend-long events. We had a lot of success with the October opening of the 1910 Gallery, combined with our Blessing of the Animals, and as well as Youth and Family Sunday for St. Francis. So look for more of those. Hope to spend some more weekends here with us. But we'll be back to you with an important dates calendar for 2026. And
sometime in the next month. Okay.
So, yeah.
Any questions?
Just a suggestion?
Yes.
Yeah.
Be sure to proofread it.
Yes. There were a number of yeah.
Well,
And I understand when you're looking at
those were proofread at the time.
The dates changed.
The dates changed a lot, and that's part of why we're not releasing it today.
Yeah. Any other?
but it was helpful to have.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. I think it's voting time.
Okay. All right. We have been going a long time. Okay, so The following persons have been nominated. We're back to voting. Following persons have been nominated for a slot on the vestry: Robert Earl, Rose Poyser, Samuel Park, Stella Elder. You've had the biographies of the first three candidates. Candidate from the floor, Stella Elder, is well known to almost everybody in the room, so we don't need to belabor that. Please, you have one vote. You do not vote early and often. You just vote once. And so please vote for 3 people. And then while we're at it, we'll take a quick stretch break. And we will reconvene. Oh, I didn't. Okay, I will if you'd like me to. As there is a nomination from the floor, we ask for a motion, which we already had and accepted, for the nomination of Judy Batishoff and Diane Ambrose as wardens. That passed unanimously.
Was it notated? Because there was, the reason I wanted to re-ask it was because a discussion followed about nominating from the floor. So I would like another motion to redo Judy and Diane so that there's no confusion. So I make a motion to accept Diane Ambrose and Judy Batishoff as wardens, vote by acclamation.
I second the nomination.
Thank you, Nancy. You're welcome. Any in opposition? Any abstentions? Thank you.
Thank you. That is passed again. That means you've got a double term, ladies.
So you're 90.
We knock yourself out.
Read that.
Doesn't matter. Okay, if you are eligible, if you
Let's
are...
go! Batter up!
If you are eligible to vote and have not voted, please turn your ballot in to Francesca. Our tellers are going to be Carol Crow and Sally Bergmeyer. And we will ask them to leave the meeting to count the ballots and then return as soon as they have them cut.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Why you vote?
Which means 10 in this.
Why you candidate you in? Give me that money.
This is not county hall. Do we have all the ballots? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Do we have all the ballots? We are here. We're just waiting for Seth to bring that fire
Okay, dispatch. Dispatch. Okay, not everybody's back, but we're past 5 minutes, so we are back in session. Our reports from other parish committees, groups, ministries, Altar Guild, Church School, Outreach, and 1910 Gallery. I would like us to take the 1910 Gallery first because Rose is very late for an appointment. So, Rose, you're up.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Okay, I will be very brief, very concise. Okay, first off, I want to say a huge thank you to each and every one of you in this room. We are at our 1 year. Our year one has officially been completed for the 1910 Gallery. So a little woo there, a little woo. Thank you all for supporting our first year, and your encouragement, involvement helped create a really special beginning. And I truly hope it continues to grow into a home for the arts here at All Saints. So thank you again. So our programming is in a little bit of a renovation period. So we are still going ahead with our 2 shows. We had 2 very successful shows, our spring show and our fall show, 2025. And I would like to bring your attentions to our little handout, Annual Church Meeting 2026 1910 Gallery, where I have a little stat sheet for our financial overview. So in the spring show, our first show, our grand opening, we broke even, total revenue of $1,633.71. Broke even with the 71 cents. On our fall art show, we had a total revenue of $2,000.24, total expenses of $532.84, the net profit of $1,491.64, 23.9% increase, $390 revenue increase approximately. So for the little baby that is 1910, I think that's doing a pretty good job. Now, yes, we built our gallery with our track lighting, thanks to Tuddington, and our artwork hanging systems. So we are fully operational and functioning. And we had a couple of big wins this year. We did our first art loan with the Cathedral of the Incarnation, In the Beginning. You might have seen the Earth visit us for a little time. And also, we've made really amazing collaborations with our community and with the artists within our community. Also, special thanks to Martha's Bakery. They're not here right now, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to get their cookies right after this on my way to my meeting. But for the generous donations for the spring show, our 2 shows, speaking of food, were wonderfully curated or catered by Stella and Nina. So a round of applause for both of them. Yes, of course, because that was no small feat at all. And we hope to, there's Stella, how you doing? Just saying thank you. We hope to have their help again for the next 2 shows. And we exhibited a range of work, sculpture, large-scale paintings, glass work. So we're really accomplishing our goals. We have also with lighting, new backyard lighting as well. And yeah, we're continuing our mission, showcasing new talent, emerging talent, people within our community, bringing arts back home. So future plans, spring art show, we're projected for late May, early June, actually, so a little bit late spring. And then the fall art show, 2026, projected for October, so keeping that around the same date. And a thing that I want to start, Share a Skill series, hoping to do a 1-month experimental skill share, happen for 1 hour each week so there's 4 events during the month of July where we all can contribute to this art community. So if you have a skill to share, that's baking, that's yoga, that's journaling, that's anything you're starting, we want to share in that. And we want to be a part of that. So talk to me, talk to Diana, talk to any of the members of our arts and music at All Saints programming committee. I kind of just spewed that. But yeah, we want to share in that with you guys. So yeah. And something looking to the future, but the planning has to start early, summer art fair. So we want to experiment with sort of, and I'm very accustomed to my RISD craft fair, but it's something similar to that, where you kind of can showcase your art, sell your work, talk to other artists within the community, sort of like your own little opening, but while you can sell your work and see other people's works, and yeah. So if you have thoughts about that art project, or if you want to contribute in any way, please again contact me, Diana, Seth, and speaking of which. I would be remiss not to thank my incredible team, inclusive of Teddy, Diana, Megan, and Seth. They have really been the most amazing collaborators and helped me to help all my crazy artistic spurrings and made it into gold. So thank you to you guys. Yes, so with that being said, just to finish it up, I also want to invite all of you, again, to be a part of our art community, and if you can spare a little bit of time or any donations to our programming, we greatly appreciate it. I know that we are going to start formalizing our volunteer roles as far as art handling, cleaning, event setup, and breakdown, so information about that will be brought out about next month, so stay tuned for that. And a continuation on my thank yous. Thank you to the Monfistons, the Xaviers. Big shout out to Brooke, Stella, Nina, Pat, Ed and Nancy, Sally, everybody in this room. Thank you again. And I, again, would be remiss not to thank Mrs. Byrne for everything. But we have our little 1910 gallery with all the incredible art from our kids. And yeah, and obviously the inventor of the 1910 gallery, Father Byrne. Thank you for, again, allowing me to go crazy in the common room. I really appreciate it. Without you, this vision would not have come true. So.
Well, without you, it wouldn't have either. So.
Okay. No, I appreciate it. But yeah, thank you again, everyone, for helping us build this art home. And I'm excited for what's next. Okay, that's my spiel.
Thank you. All right. Church school, altar guild, outreach, you all can duke it out. Who would like to go next? Church school next.
Hello again. I already had a chance to speak to you all earlier, but I just will say that my goal here in terms of ministry for children is inclusiveness. So that's what is most important to me, that every child who comes to All Saints feels included and is included in what we do here, that they develop confidence, that they develop a sense of their unique way to be a part of this community, and that they can express themselves and feel totally accepted here, and that they grow in their ability to accept and love others. So that is my goal. So all the things we do weekly and monthly, our Christmas pageant, our Easter garden, our walk down the street on Good Friday, everything we do, our participation in the art gallery, all of it is meant to bring children into this community and to have a sense of our love for them and of God's love for them, so that they can, in turn, show that love to others. And I feel that we do that, and I feel very blessed to be a part of these children's lives. So thank you.
Okay, let's see. That is, so outreach, altar guild, do we have reports from outreach and or altar guild? Well, come on down. You're the next contestant.
Oh, he wants to speak for Alta Guild too?
The Altar Guild always has the same report, thanking everybody for having memorial flowers, having memorials with the host, and of course, the sanctuary lamp and vigil lamps. We have a balance at this point, a little over $9,000. And when I heard that the alarm was done, we said that we would pay for the fixing of that.
Sorry. Stupid thing.
So give us the bill as to what it cost the church. We had voted that we would pay for that if we needed a new one, but thank God we didn't, so whatever the cost is. We are still in the process of getting some things done in the sacristy which need to be fixed. But most importantly, thank you all for supporting the Altar Guild, because the teams really, they work hard every week. And sometimes we screw up, sometimes something is left out, but certainly the intention is always to be perfect for the Lord's Day, and just want to thank you all for that. So that's it.
Do you want any new members?
Yes, that would be a very nice idea.
It's your
We
recruiting
welcome.
opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. We welcome anybody who might be interested in joining the Altar Guild, male, female. We need muscles. You want, Eddie, you want in?
I've got a question.
Oh, sure.
When is it needs fixed in
Oh, it's, you know what, I have an appointment with a plumber already. It's the faucet has to be hooked up, you know, that sanitizing faucet has to be hooked up. So he's coming this week. Thank you, Eddie, thank you.
I can do that. I put the original one of them in already.
Yeah, but you know what? I wanna establish a little relationship with this guy so that this way I can call on him in the event that we need something bigger, you know? Thank you for offering. Going back to recruiting, I don't know what kind of gimmick I could have with pledge. I mean, but I'll think of something. Hey, listen, yes, we can do that. We can do that.
You make us breakfast whenever we have a meeting.
Well, that's true. I do make a breakfast. And I'd be happy to make it for more people. So if you're interested, please let me know or let Father Byrne know, and we'd be happy to train you. It's not hard, but it is a commitment. And for all the people, Diana Shalizzi is like the background person for ordering everything that needs to be ordered. Justine, God bless her, is the ironer of all these beautiful linens. And it just doesn't get done by one person. It's truly a team. And I thank them all, and I thank all the teams for participating. Thank you.
Thanks. Outreach? And, sorry? Do we have outreach? I guess we don't.
What is it? Like, it's like a good.
All sorts of things, but we don't have. I think it's an old agenda that I updated. I pretty much covered outreach in my rector's report. So that would bring us to our junior warden's report. There is no such thing as junior and senior warden anymore. That decree came down, but in practicality, there's junior and senior warden. So our not junior warden.
She's doing junior and senior. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It's been a long afternoon, but at any rate, just to reiterate, the diocese did away with the terms junior and senior warden a couple of years ago or last year. So I'm one of two wardens. So here is the report. I wanted to start with the goals that were identified for All Saints during the annual meeting last year, 2025. And those goals were to become more visible to the community and invite more people in, to be known as a safe place for those who need one, and to increase adult education opportunities. The vestry kept these goals and expectations in mind as we planned and developed or supported programs, ideas, and events. We had 10 formal vestry meetings during the year. We welcomed Bishop Franklin in May and Bishop Provenzano in November. We all enjoyed a good coffee hour, and to add a bit of more punch, we have included a hospitality committee to coordinate special events that would benefit from an organized food and beverage. Building improvements aimed at the year include replacement of the undercraft door and the broken window in the rector's office. Both of those were replaced. New York City required that homes and buildings have a trash can with a cover that's not going to blow away, and to maintain the cleanliness of the buildings. Oh, wait a minute. So parishioners generously covered the cost of the 3 items, the undercroft, the window, and the trash cans. And lastly, maintaining the cleanliness of the building is a challenge. We've already stated that. And we are very grateful to those who step up and provide a very thorough cleaning. I mentioned the generosity of parishioners in a very purposeful way. All Saints Bayside is a very beautiful building. When we dress up for special events, additional flowers, for example, All Saints is photograph or movie ready. Unfortunately, we have a leaky roof and a basement that floods regularly. These are major budget items we will need to address now. We all see the Shelter Rock Church and recognize Shelter Rock as a good tenant. We are operating in a financial deficit because of our prior tenants and the COVID shutdown. Closing this budget gap will take years. The Treasurer's report will clearly speak about this issue. One of the ways to ensure that all those who enter All Saints are in a safe place is the specific training by the diocese called Safe Church Training. All parishioners who have keys to All Saints will be required to take this online training. Many of you have participated in this training already. I will reach out to members of the Altar Guild to identify members to participate in this training. We are very fortunate to have a rich and enjoyable parish life. We enjoy getting together to celebrate. Major Tom's Coffee House continues to grow and prosper, cultivating good music and new members. We welcomed the 1910 Gallery and were rewarded with 2 successful art shows in the spring and in the fall. We came together for a wonderful reception and introduced members of the community to All Saints hospitality and to witness the artistic and creative endeavors of members of our congregation. These programs recognize homegrown talent and community outreach, both expectations of the diocese. Other events I might add, other delicious events I might add, the St. Valentine's Day luncheon, pancake breakfast, to name a few. Recognition of 20 years as rector of All Saints Church, school pageants, Youth and Family Day, Blessings of the Animals, to name a few events. A special thank you to the directors of the church school and to the parents who make themselves available to assist in a multitude of ways, which makes the church school year a success. The Lenten Book Club and Healing Prayer Service kept meeting after Easter because everyone enjoyed it. The Holiday Bazaar gets bigger and better each year, and we are grateful to the committees, volunteers, and in-kind support to make it a success. In closing, I wish to thank each of you for your dedication and participation in making All Saints Bayside the special place that it represents to each of us. I ask for a commitment to continue working together as we go forward with goals and plans for the following year. Thank you.
that the senior warden's report as well, Karen? So it's my turn again to say thank you to our wardens for helping in so many ways. Karen especially doesn't like to be thanked, so I won't thank her for all the work she does backstage. And make sure you don't thank her for setting up coffee hour nearly every week or anything like that. Or, so just don't, because she doesn't like it. We do have an election, and but first I want to mention that we have achieved annual meeting bingo. Here's the annual meeting bingo card, right here. So we have achieved bingo in saying request to speak louder, budget questions, spontaneous applause, the free spot in the middle, and mention COVID. So we've done all that, and we haven't mentioned and also the cell phone went off. We just haven't mentioned Father Edmundstead. Oh, we just did. So we double bingo in this long annual meeting. But we do have an election, so our new 3-year members will be Robert Earl, Stella Elder, and Rose Poyser. Thank you so much, Samuel, for being willing to run. Don't go away, you'll be next. And thank you to the nominating committee for choosing people, including choosing some young people. I was told the bishop yesterday, it's not true anymore, but I said almost half of our vestry will be under 30 years old as of today. So, was I talking about you? I didn't.
You know, it's old people step down.
Well, you've got a long way to go. So those are our election results. I do want to mention, speaking of elections, there is an election for a bishop coming up, and that will be on the 18th of April. The 3 candidates are 2 of whom we know pretty well. The Very Reverend Alexandra Hickman, who is in Hickman Alexander. If the guy's going to have 2 first names, and he is in drawing a blank. In Brookhaven, where Donald Leger goes now. So, and the second candidate is the Reverend Doctor, etc., Michael Sniffen, the Dean of the Cathedral, and a third who is from outside the diocese, Adam Shoemaker, who's from North Carolina. So, but he grew up on Long Island, so we're going to have local boy making good no matter what. There was a fourth. The question has been, why was there no woman on the slate? And the answer is there was, but she decided that it was really not the call for her, and so she removed herself from consideration. So, so we'll keep the Holy Spirit at work as we choose our new bishop. I know them. Yes, I know the 2 that are local. So so on April 18th, Diane and I will be at the cathedral voting for the next bishop of Long Island, and I think we have to be in there until the smoke goes up from the chimney. So it's not going to happen, but if it did happen, that there wasn't an election, as they say, then the bishop would stay on for, I think, either 3 or 6 months after his 72nd birthday. It's not going to happen. There will be walkabouts, as they call them. There'll be chances to meet the candidates in the month of March. So they will not be coming here, but they will be coming to each area of the diocese. So each county. Right.
To put my diocesan hat on for a second, you can read all this information online at dioceseli.org/slate or /bishop search. It has all the information you could ever ask.
including videos of each of the candidates. Yes. Yes, so it's quite a wonderful thing to have happened in the Anglican Communion and the Church of England. We'll see how well it goes down with some less open-minded folk, particularly in some of the Southern Hemisphere. There's some unhappiness about that, but yes, Archbishop Sarah Mullally will be Archbishop of Canterbury for at least 10 years. I think it's a 10-year. I think it's a 10-year tenure, and she's officially Archbishop, but her investiture will be also in March. So we might have a watch party for that. Who knows? That would be fun. So, also, and speaking of watch parties, we're not doing one for the Super Bowl because we've done so many Super Bowl parties here that have been just so lame that we're not doing it. But anything about the pool, Stella, that we should know?
Like I said, 200 boxes were sold. We have 2 pools. I will be sending, even to the people who didn't participate, I'll send them a copy of the numbers so that they can follow during the Super Bowl. It's always more fun when you know if you're going to win or not.
Yeah, I'm totally clueless. So just let me know if I win because I'm totally clueless on how these things work. Good idea. She's the football fan. Sam, question. There is sort of. Teddy, you want to take that one? There will be, or we can go in person as well. I'm going to try to go to one of them in person. But it's handy having the bishop's staff here.
Okay, so on April 18th, there's going to be a couple of things that happen. The election is going to happen. There is a Eucharist service at the cathedral beforehand. Now, there's no additional in-person attendance allowed. As a matter of fact, the bishop's staff is actually not allowed in without express written consent because you have to be pertinent to the business of the election to get in there. Now, that includes me because there will be a live stream of this event taking place. So you can watch the conclave take place on April 18th. That'll be on the diocesan website. I don't know if we can do any sort of watch party here. If we can, we will need some additional volunteers to help make the logistics of that happen because I will be in Garden City making the live stream happen. Yes, you can watch it on your devices. The diocesan website, diocesli.org, has all that information. I'm sure we'll be... I've been joking that we should put the retired bishops in as our panel and have Steve Kornacki or something come in with the election results. Also, just a note, please don't ask me about the candidates. I'm not permitted to speak about this election. I can talk to you about logistics. I can tell you where to find the information on the candidates, but I am not permitted to speak about them. So just a note, please don't talk to me about it. So yeah, the details on that are going to be coming from the Joint Oversight Committee, who has been overseeing this whole process from the very beginning of the search to the ordination in September. But the plan is to do some live streaming. At least some of them will be. But of course, they're all going to be open. Very soon, there's going to be information about submitting questions for the meet and greets. So if there are particular issues that you would like the candidates to address, that will be your opportunity to do it. It's going to be a very interesting time. It's going to be a very busy time. But with a little help of the Holy Spirit, we'll have a candidate who is poised and the right person to take on this job. The three committees that have been working to find this candidate have been working very diligently and very faithfully, and frankly, without a lot of thanks. So they are really doing their absolute best to find the best possible candidates. And you can read more about them, again, diocesali.org/bishopsearch. You can see the headshots, you can watch their videos, read their bios, see their resumes, and that's going to give you a better rundown of anything than I can tell you right now. So,
thank you. It's kind of fun to have the inside scoop sometimes, but that's as far inside of this information as I've got, so don't ask me either, because you now know everything that I know. I think that's it, except for our necrology, and those are those who have died in the last year since the 2025 annual meeting, and I have two names. There may be more, but two names of members or extended members of the parish. And those names are Raymond Obiel and Phil Puma. So let us pray. Father of all, we pray to you for those we love but see no longer, particularly Raymond and Philip and those we hold in our hearts or name at this time. Grant them your peace, let light perpetual shine upon them, and in your loving wisdom and almighty power work in them the good purpose of your perfect will, through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. And now the peace of God, which passes all understanding, keep your hearts and minds in the knowledge and love of God and of his Son, Jesus Christ our Lord. And the blessing of God Almighty, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost be amongst you and remain with you this day and forevermore. Amen. We stand adjourned until, weather permitting, January 31st, 2027.